Konnichiwa, Minisan.
Hello and welcome to Famicast 289, your Famicast for the latter part of March 2025. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and right now I'm joined by Catrux.
What's good? I may have entered a different name for this episode. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. And also we have a very special guest today, friend of the show, all-around good guy. Genki is here with us as well. What's going on, man?
Oh, hey, thanks for having me today. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. It's definitely been a while. I think last time we had a chat like this was, well, TGS. So
yeah,
been quite a while. But one of the reasons why I wanted Genki to come on today, because he also attended the event that I had been talking about for maybe the past couple episodes, the Tokyo Indie Games Summit 2025. Genki also went, played some games, hopefully had some good times. I think so. And so yeah, we're going to be talking about that for a good part of the first part of the show. Later on in the news, touch on a little bit of stuff, but then we kind of want to, obviously the next episode, big Switch 2 stuff is going to be out there. So we're going to be breaking that down at that point. But right now, what can be better than making idiots of ourselves and doing predictions that we're all going to get wrong? So we're going to do that later on in the show. So it should be pretty fun. I've got some ideas of what I want to say. Hope these guys do too. And I know you guys do too in the Discord. I got some good comments from you guys that we'll be reading out on the show here as well. But I guess without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get things kicked off. So like I said, first I want to just talk about Tokyo Indie Games Summit 2025. So yeah, this is a big indie event that happened in Tokyo on March 8th and 9th in this area called Kichijoji. And I don't know about you, Genki, and even Tai too, but for a lot of game events that I've been to or that I've been to here, it's usually at one location and usually pretty big and stuff like that. But the cool thing about this is that they had one main hall where they had a lot of stuff, but then they had a bunch of different locations in the area. So it's almost kind of like you can go to different shops, you can go to different convention halls and stuff like that and play things. Have you guys ever experienced anything like this before?
Well, I remember the first Evo Japan. It was kind of split between two different locations.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of annoying. And of course, Comic Market has multiple big halls, and they usually have the corporate hall separated off on a different island in the Odaiba area.
Okay.
So yeah, you know how getting event space in Japan is. It probably sucks.
Yeah. Genki, I know you go to all sorts of different stuff, man. Surely
yeah.
you've had some kind of experience like this before.
Yeah, I think the way this one was laid out, it kind of reminded me of the different stamp rally events they have in Japan. Mm-hmm. They had a Mario one where you have to go to all these different locations, mm-hmm. and they have different attractions at each location. Mm-hmm. And they even had the stamp rally at this indie game summit. So it was a bit like that, how there was more than one location where all the games were. So it's kind of separated all over the Kichijoji area. So that was kind of cool. And it reminded me of those, there was a Dragon Quest Carnival, which had loads of different, it's when a game takes over a certain town or area, and they have all these different locations, and then you can do stamp rallies and go to each location and get a stamp and collect a prize or something. So they kind of had that kind of theme going on, as well as the game exhibition, for the indie games. So yeah, it's kind of unique, and yeah, I was getting a bit lost because where's this game? Where's that game? Because they're all in different locations.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I prefer if it's all like TGS in one area because then it's easier to navigate.
Sure.
But yeah, this one it's unique. So that was cool about it.
Yeah, I think I just went to like the main halls. I went because, like I said earlier, this was held on March 8th and March 9th. March 8th was the business day, and March 9th was a public day. Being one of the media partners of the event, I got to go on media day, which is great because not too many long lines, and the public can't go in and stuff. So that's always kind of nice, especially if you just want to sit down and play some games. The only downside to that is since it's not public. They're probably doing a bit more stuff on the public days because this event too, and Genki, maybe you could kind of confirm this too, but there were a lot of, or at least a handful of things for kids and families and stuff like that as well, right?
Yeah, I saw quite a lot of people bringing their young kids there, and the kids were trying out these different indie games, and some games were like aimed at kids, like they had these mobile games aimed at kids, all these cute like experimental games. And so yeah, so there was quite a few kids there, like parents bringing their kids, and it was on the weekend as well. So and yeah, Kichijoji is like quite a big maybe family friendly area because it's like quite peaceful and there's a big park, so it does lots of kids there too that could try out the different indie games, which is cool.
Yeah, quite different from like Tokyo Game Show atmosphere, I'd say, because it's just like yeah, usually kind of wall to wall sweaty nerds and stuff. We've all been there. We all know what it's like. I mean, they do have
big sweaty nerds rushing to play Monster Hunter Wilds.
Right, exactly. So it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously kids can go to Tokyo Game Show and stuff like that, but it's like, yeah,
you don't really see many kids at the Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I remember seeing some kids there, maybe I talked about this in the show, and Ty, you could probably relate to this to an extent, but if you go as press trying to play some games and you're like, okay, this game's kind of aimed towards children. I'm a member of the media. Hello, please, I'd like to play this game. Sure. And you get to skip the line, and you see the kid standing there with his dad, and you just see this guy walking up there. It's like, Dad, why is this guy playing? And go up, they're asking that question.
Get wrecked, kid.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, felt kind of bad. Just to catch up with the chat here for just a second here. Balls popped in and he's like, Family time. All right, thanks for popping on by, man. Hope you enjoy this one. And Lemonade has one here as well. Is Genki here to leak some Switch 2 things? I mean, obviously you did with the your accessory company that you're very successfully run. I thought you were gonna get some hot water about that, man. So you got to be careful out there.
Oh yeah, I had to be careful. I had to make it very clear, like on multiple posts. I mean, it was kind of a joke, but I had to make it clear that like it's not me because I don't want any litigation against.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was kind of funny because like some people literally did think it was you, and like we joked about it like, on the show. I think around the time, and
I was getting tagged in a lot of things, so it's like it's not me.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, back to Tokyo Indie Game Summit. So we played some games there, and Genki, would you mind kicking off just with maybe any of your games on your list that you had checked out at the show?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll start with I think the one that was most interesting to me because it's probably the one that I've heard about before, and it's quite a famous one. It's the Ratatan game.
Okay.
And this one is made by the former members of Japan Studio, or they worked with Japan Studio, the guys who made Patapon.
Okay.
So they were there at the exhibition, and it's quite funny to see like the change from being like a first party game, like a Sony first party game with the cute circle Patapon guys with their little like tribal sticks and stuff. But now they're just completely independent. And the setup was just like a simple laptop there with a controller plugged in. So it's like you could really feel like they're really in like indie.
That's how you know the game is good.
Yeah, they just brought a laptop and gave you like this controller to play. Sure. And and it gave you some headphones. Some of the game didn't even have headphones, but yeah, it was cool. And yeah, I got to, and actually that one was really popular because it's from like this lineage from like a Sony first party game with the Patapon games, and it's like a spiritual successor. So there was like a lot of people lined up, and I had to line up for like an hour to play it. So there was like an hour line, and the demo was only like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of people lined up waiting to play that game. But yeah, I got in the line to play that, which was cool. And the creator Patapon, like he was there at the booth. Oh yeah, I have some pictures I can throw up
Please, yeah.
while I talk quickly. So yeah, it was really cool to see him there, and even like I got to meet Shuhei Yoshida at,
Yeah. This man, I was like joking. I was just joking with Genki, like just via chat and stuff. I was like, man, like every event that I think Genki goes to, anywhere in Tokyo he goes to, he runs into these people. It's like if he knows if there is any whiff of there being some kind of famous like game dev there or something like that, Genki will find them. I won't. They'll just walk right by me and I'll just miss them. It's like Tezuka, from Nintendo at the Switch event back in 2017.
Oh, he was
walked
there?
right by us. We had it on. We had it on video too.
Oh, yeah, on video. It's like, who's that guy? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I was lucky, like, because like when I was waiting in line, Shuhei Yoshida popped up and was chatting to the creator because they probably worked together. So he was chatting to them for 5 minutes or so, but I was just in the line waiting and then watching them. But yeah, that was cool. So you could see like the lineage there between Sony and that indie games. But yeah, now they're only like a small team of like 15-ish people. And yeah, they're just making this game by themselves, but it looked really cool. Oh yeah, I'll share the pictures for you. But yeah, I got to play it as well, and it kind of plays similar to the Patapon games. I haven't played that many of them, just one. But it's a similar style, and the animations are really cute and cool. Let me just throw this up.
Sure.
Wait, but yeah, I was gonna search for that. But yeah, and it's like a rhythm music game. So you have these cute little characters on the screen, and you have to like press the buttons to the beat to like call back up, like more little minions come with you, or you can like also call them to fight as well. And then you reach this little mini boss, and it's like you have to press the buttons to the beat. So it's like rata 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 tang or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like,
that sounds really similar to Patapon, right?
Yeah, it's basically Patapon with a new skin.
I mean the sound, it's infectious. It gets stuck in your head forever.
Like I'll be honest, I've never played a Patapon game, so like I mean for this one too, this is like 2D side-scrolling stuff, right?
Yeah, side-scrolling.
Do you control the characters, or does
oh yeah, you do control them a bit. Like you can make them run and jump and like evade attacks while you're but the camera's moving like on a track on the track pace until you get to like these enemies, or so you can jump and like interact with the levels and stuff, which is also really cool. Let me get some pictures up.
Sure. Well, Genki's pulling up the pictures, just to give you guys just a taste too. Like, I can't speak to every single little game demo booth or something like that, but there was a lot of just like, this is a computer at a table and you can sit down and play this. Like, there's a lot of that. So yeah, it was kind of hard to navigate around sometimes, but anyways, Genki's got some pictures up here now. So
okay, yeah. So so it's quite a popular game, as you can see here. Like if your game was popular, you could get a star to put on this wall of like lots of games, and this one got lots of stars. I think the gold ones are like 10 people, and the blue ones are like 1. So it's like 30 something people would chose this as one of their favorite games.
That's cute.
Yeah. You can see here the setup is just the laptop and the controller, and then here's the guy on the left with the creator of Patapon. And yeah, they didn't even have like a banner or anything. They just had some pictures stuck to the table. So, it was kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
Like it was easy to just walk past it. But yeah, you can see the game here. Yeah, the art was really cool, and the animations were really stylish as well. You can see like they were teaching you how to play it, and it's like a character select screen at the beginning. You choose your character, and they got these little cute like rabbits or different creatures, bears, or a little cute like Patapon looking guys, but with more color. Yeah, and then so that was the game. Yeah, and you just go along, and you just like Patapon. You go along the level, press the buttons to the beats, and yeah, I thought it was really good, and the production was really good as well. And yeah, I really liked the way it felt, and yeah, it just plays just like Patapon, but with this new art style, new animations, and it's a lot more colorful. I think Patapon was more graphic design, like simple flat colors, but this one has a lot more like shading and artwork in it. So yeah, I was really impressed, and I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah, that was one of the games I played. Yeah. Should I talk about one more quickly?
Sure.
Or, yeah, okay. Yeah. Also, this game here was a cool game where you like rolling this anime girl head up a mountain,
Nice.
and you have to dodge some like obstacles. It reminds me of like Katamari, a bit where you're rolling this ball, but it's more like an obstacle course. You collect coins as you go up, and I think it might be connected to like Hollow Live, because I think these
Those
are like
are all popular HoloLive characters.
Yeah. So I
Possibly
tried
as
that
seen
one.
in anime trash.
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah, so yeah, these are Hollow Live characters. You have to roll them up the hill, and that was a cool game I've tried out as well. Yeah, and yeah, the other one I tried out, I think you played as well, which is the Inconveni game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you were going to talk about that one. So
Sure. I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I have some screenshots of that one. I could pull up here if you like.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, another game.
Inconveni?
Yes.
Is it inconvenient? Is it an inconvenience store?
So it literally is inside of a Japanese convenience store. It's like kind of like a simulator.
Okay.
And I was looking up some information about this. I did a write up about this on the site last week, and it's up there if you want to read that. But I'll just bring up some screenshots. It's almost kind of exactly what it sounds like.
Nice.
So yeah, like I said, it's a convenience store simulator kind of to an extent. But it has a story as well. So you're a kid, like a girl, college age girl. You're helping out like your aunt, basically run this kind of local convenience store, kind of in the countryside in Japan, set in the 90s. So you do things that you do at a convenience store. You'd stock shelves, you make sure things are facing outwards, the labels are facing outwards, stuff like that. Make sure stuff is where it should be, make sure there's no like porn magazines in the refrigerator or something, or maybe not quite like that, but stuff like that. So there is a lot of kind of like menial tasks that you will do. So if you hate that type of stuff, you're probably not going to like this kind of a game. But I think one of the appeals, or one of the things that they're trying to show with this, is that, one of the main things is talking to the customers and kind of seeing what's up with them. And it's like what's up with their lives and what's going on and stuff like that. And there's a guy right now on the screen that he's actually in the demo. The old trucker guy is the first guy that comes in. Whenever you're playing the demo, and you try to help him find some stuff, he talks to you about how your person's aunt is like mad at him or something for something. So it's just like a bunch of stuff like that. And it's completely 3D environment. You can control the camera and pick up items, stock items, stuff like that. I'm always kind of interested in kind of games like this, because I remember when I was a kid, I was thinking like, man, it'd be kind of cool if Sony made like a restaurant worker simulator or something. I don't know why. It just sounded interesting to me. That's kind of like the same vein here, I guess. But Genki, what did you think about this one, man?
Oh yeah, I had a quick go of the demo, and I thought it was cool, like how the model of the convenience store was. It felt like a genuine like Japanese convenience store. And yeah, I think the tasks were like you go to the back room, there's like shelves of stocks, and then you grab a basket, and then you use the triggers to like take up the stock off the back room shelf, and then you walk out to the front store, and then you like use the triggers to like fill up the shelves like they're like a magazine, like loading ammo from a gun or something. So that was quite cool, that mechanic. You could use those to like take off and to put on different items on the shelvings, and you could like choose and arrange where they go. Yeah, so that I felt that mechanic was quite cool. And yeah, and I thought like the graphics looked nice and the presentation was cool. Yeah, I think it seems like the game's just limited to this little space. From what I played, I'm not sure like if you can go outside or do other things other than just stay within that in the convenience store. But yeah, it was cool, and I like the different products you could have. There was like cola, different sodas, different like curry and soya sauce and all kinds of products.
Cat food.
Yeah, cat food.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like this: cat food, dog food, ice cream, and you actually get to run the cash register and stuff as well. And they use kind of like this weird money that looks like it's Japanese, but it is not Japanese. Like it depended. I don't know how long you got to play the demo. The first time I played it, I didn't get to this part, but then the second time I just skipped through all like the introductory text and got a little bit further into it and stuff. But yeah, I think the mechanics there are kind of interesting too, because you have to like literally just pull out the money, and some of them you can clearly see like, okay, this is 500, this is 100 or whatever. But some of them, like the coins, you have no idea. But there's the little display on the cash register kind of lets you know like, hey, this is how much more you got to pull out. So, kind of useful in that sense of the word. But and yeah, good point too, because I don't know if this is just limited to the shop. It seems like it might be. And I read somewhere that when these guys were originally making this, they did just go for like this simulation style thing, but then maybe they figured like, hey, maybe it'd be boring if that's the only thing we do here. So like, let's make the customers coming in have stories and stuff, and maybe give the the cashier and the worker there a story and stuff too. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it kind of seems like to me. But yeah, this one was interesting. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. It's coming out on the Switch, PS5, PC this year at some point. So we're just gonna have to keep a lookout for this one. But yeah, definitely not a game for everybody, I'd say. Yeah, but another game that I tried out too, and maybe some of you guys have heard of this one as well. There's a game called Cassette Boy, and it's a indie game, top-down, isometric view, kind of like Zelda. And I'm going to pull up some screenshots of that here right now, because it's pretty interesting, pretty cool. And I got to talk to the guy that is developing it. Like he just did it by himself as well, which is pretty crazy. Hold on just a second. And nope. But it has a really unique visual style. It's like this green Game Boy green type of a vibe going for it, which I kind of dug, and that's what kind of stood out to me at first. And what makes this game even kind of more interesting to me is that, yeah, like it starts out as just this top-down isometric 2D game, but a little bit into the game, you will be able to basically turn around the screen and find out that this is actually like a 3D game. And part of the conceit here is that, well, there's puzzles, there's combat, there's exploration, there's stuff like that. But some of the puzzles revolve around basically, if you can't see something in the game world, it doesn't exist. And that includes like things that may be blocking your way to get to another part of the stage or something. So like, let's say, for example, something is just literally like just blocking your way. If you tilt the game screen around a certain way, then you can get it so it's literally not in existence anymore. So there's a lot of kind of like cerebral type of things like this that you kind of got to think about when you're playing. It was pretty interesting.
Neat.
Yeah, and
That looks cool.
Yeah, the developer, he was a really funny guy. Like I just talking to him, he's like, man, I thought he'd never stop. It was interesting though, because he said like, even in the game world, he's like, yeah, man, like in this game world, I made it so like there are games in the game world, like video games that people play and stuff. And he showed me like a demo that they had of it, like a Donkey Kong type of thing, where it's like you're basically trying to climb up as high as you can, get points and stuff like that. And there was another game that was like a Breakout clone that is like ridiculously fast, and it's famous in this game world as like the biggest kusoge that they have or something like that. So like yeah, it's pretty interesting. And he's, like I said, he's developing this all by himself, and he's even chatting with the dev next to him who had made, she had made like a mobile like oh my god, Phoenix Wright type of game, novel-y type of game or whatever. But he's like, why don't you port this thing to like other systems? It's so easy. And I'm like, dude, like you're freaking insane, man. But yeah, it was a fun chat, and he was showing me all, like I said, all about the different puzzles and stuff like that, how you can move around this game world in 3D and stuff. But yeah, really interesting. And yeah, this one's coming out on Switch, PlayStation 5, PC, I think maybe even Xbox as well. I don't remember, but
Nice.
yeah, really cool style there, I thought. So
So it's like a 3D game, but made to look pixely, or is it like just 2D?
It's 3D. It's
3D.
it's kind of hard to tell from the screenshots, but like I was gonna, there's a demo of this actually on Steam right now that you can play. The same demo that was available at this show, and yeah, you can see it's just
Looks cool.
like I said, it's kind of hard to tell from this, but these are like 3D assets that are meant to look 2D, like in this world. So
Is it supposed to be like a big reveal the first time it spins the camera on you?
kind of, but it's like in the first 5 minutes or something like that. So, and also it's like that's part of the like the marketing pitch and stuff like that for the game as well. So yeah, but it is nonetheless pretty cool to see like in person, because you can read about it and like I said, you can see screenshots. When you actually see it in motion, it's just a lot better and a lot smoother, I think. So yeah. One other game I'll talk about that I played here as well. It's something that caught my eye, and it's namely for the name alone, and it's a game called Unko Technica.
Nice.
Unko, of course, the Japanese word for poo-poo, and that is what was kind of on offer with this one. So this is like a pretty basic looking game, nothing that's gonna like blow your socks off in terms of like visuals or anything like that. And it's a runner type of a game too. Your character is constantly running, and you are a little cute poop, and you are running to a toilet. And it's kind of funny. Like when you first start out the stage and stuff like that too, you're literally shot out of a yellow butt, and then you have to jump and basically make your way to a toilet. If you hit the walls and stuff, you bounce off and stuff like that. I mean, puzzles start off pretty easily, where it's just a matter of jumps and bounces just to get to where you need to go. But each stage, you can clear the stage and you can hit the walls like a million times if you want to, but all the stages give you like a kind of like parameters, like, hey, if you clear this stage and 2 jumps or whatever like that, then you can get a perfect Unko, is what it says. So I thought that was kind of funny, and it's just really easy to play. It's PC only, so it's just you're just clicking the mouse to make them jump and stuff like that. Things get a lot more complicated the further you get into the game, because there's just different aspects. Like there's these blue bumpers that if you hit, you'll just kind of like bounce all over the place. There are switches that make floors and stuff like that disappear, and like other things too. In the stages that were on the demo on the show floor, there weren't too many things that like made you die, so there wasn't really any fear of that. But I think later on in the game, from like a trailer I saw that he had put out, there are some things that could actually like kind of like kill your character or whatever. So like maybe like these spike things and stuff. So, but yeah, super simple, but I thought it was just kind of fun. And just one guy, and he was just showing it off. And I talked to him about it a little bit, and I asked him too, I was like, why poop? Like why do you want this to be the main character of your game, not like some kind of I don't know, something that you would make? He's like, well, I mean, this is pretty recognizable. So it's like, why not? So that's kind of like what he went with. So yep. Anyways, that's Unko Technica, coming to PC and Steam this year at some point if you're interested. So yep. Genki, was there any other games that you wanted to talk about?
I didn't get to play that many games because I was just there for a few hours on the Sunday. But yeah, I had fun like looking around all the different types of games there are, and seeing like this event is more like focused on like Japanese creators. I think there's a lot of Japanese creators, and you could really see like the indie scene is like growing a lot in Japan, because I think in previous years it's been quite subdued. and not so big like the Japanese indie screen, like quite underground. But in the last 2 or 3 years, it's the indie games are getting bigger and bigger from Japan. So yeah, it's good to see the growth of the event overall. Yeah, and I think it'll just continue to get bigger. So that was good to see.
Yeah, I was interested to see like the numbers, and they just released them just yesterday, actually, because last year the event on both days drew in about 9,000 people, but this year it drew in like 23,000 or something. So it's like, wow, quite a jump. So yeah, I mean, I think this is only the third year that they've done it, and I think the guys that do Bit Summit, they're kind of involved with, I think, promotion and stuff like that for this as well. Not completely, but there's a lot of different partners and a lot of different groups and organizations that help put this thing together. Cool event, and like Genki said, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, there are indies from like all over the world that can come and showcase their games and stuff like that, but there are a lot of Japanese, very small independent companies coming and showing off their stuff, and I think that's great. It makes it so they don't have to go thousands of miles away. They can just kind of do it right in Tokyo, which is nice. But
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, cool event. I mean, if you guys are ever in Tokyo around the time that this is happening, I think it's something that's worth checking out. I think if you pay to get in, if you're not like a media member or media partner or something, it's like 1,000 yen, so like less than $10. So it's not.
Yeah, it was just 1,000 yen, and you can just pay on the doorstep, so that's good.
Yeah, you can buy. I think you could buy stuff in advance, but it's fine. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. And Ty, did you have anything you wanted to update us on, man? Like any games or this general Thai life or something? So...
Not really. Well, I'm gonna have the moving truck on Monday. We're gonna get all this shit out of here. Gonna do the next episode in my new apartment. Hopefully, I got the power set up over there. Things are looking good. Good.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, not much time for video games. Oh, except small thing. Current Street Fighter 6 Battle Pass is like all Ace Attorney stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they made it really fast to complete too.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just like a special thing or if they're gonna do it like that from now on. But I was able to knock it out really fast. Like just playing a few games before bed every night.
Okay.
And and now you can like post objection in the lobbies and do the poses and stuff. And there's like a Steel Samurai cosmetic outfit you can get.
All right. Cool. Wow.
So possibly the best battle pass ever.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
I think there's a sticker of frustrated Edgeworth. That one's really good. Perfect. Yep. So that's just a small thing I've been doing between all the packing and bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does look quite empty in there now. I mean, I don't even remember seeing your room look like this, man. Like you're not being completely surrounded and engulfed by the anime.
I was wondering where your shelves went.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got one more to break down over here out of view, but yeah. Yep, everything's busted down in boxes pretty much. Just like some random stuff and a lot of plush toys.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are you getting like a moving company to help you move your stuff?
Yeah. The same one that moved me in actually. So I'm looking forward to them again. They were really good and cheap.
Good. Yeah. Nothing, man. I'll tell you. I mean, I've moved several times here in Japan. I've moved several times back in the United States. It sucks anywhere you do it, no matter how old you are, how young you are, or whatever. What sucks the most is when you're doing it all by yourself in your own vehicles and stuff like that. Hiring a place to do it. I mean, it can be kind of expensive, but it's like I'm willing to shell out for the convenience.
Yeah. Same. Like there's a certain point where it's just like I'll pay you whatever it takes. Just get this shit out of here.
Yeah, please, God. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, cool. Well, that's going to do it for the first part of the show with essentially new business and our talk about the Tokyo Indie Game Summit. Ty talking about giving us an update on his
next episode, the ultimate unboxing.
Yes. Anyways, We're going to go ahead and move on to a little bit of Now Playing at thefamicast.com.
Come.
There it is. Right now, playing at famicast.com. Lots of stuff going up on the site. A few things going up on YouTube. All that type of stuff. And we're going to update you about that here briefly. So a lot of news type of stuff has been going up on the website. Some, like, for example, availability of Alarmo for Japan. Some Power Pro baseball stuff. MLB The Show. MLB The Show just came out yesterday on the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, all that type of stuff. I played the Switch version, have a review up for that. So if you like baseball, there you go. And man, I will say I'm very disappointed that I did not get to go to the Tokyo series, the Cubs and the Dodgers. I'm a Cubs fan, and it was really almost like impossible to get in on the lottery that they had, or like the first come first serve tickets. Like, I don't remember if I told you guys like on the show or whatever, but like I tried to just get like the first come first serve tickets for this. Like tickets open at like 6 o'clock on whatever day it was. I logged into their website or whatever right at 6. I was like 200,000th in line. It's like there's only like there's less than 50,000 seats in the stadium. So it's like, and that was only just one of the times they're doing it, not even counting the lottery. So it's like, Jesus, man.
Yeah. I think Shohei was there, so it's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like my favorite team. I like Shohei Ohtani. He's a great player, and obviously taking Japan by storm right now because he's so damn good. But oh well, yeah, that's the way it goes. But anyways, if you're into baseball, MLB The Show on the Switch, check out my review. Yeah, like I said, other news parts and stuff like that, just check Famicast.com. You can find out all about that. All right. And next, Ty, I think maybe you know what time of the show it is.
Is it time for the JAPANews?
That's right. That's right. It is time for the JAPANews. This is the time of the show where we talk about the latest and greatest comings and goings of Japan, video games, Nintendo, and all of this or none of this. And one thing I wanted to bring up here just quickly is that right now on the eShop, in Japan, there is a sale that's going on right now, eShop sale. There's some pretty decent stuff that you can pick up on the kind of cheap, I would say. Some first-party stuff and then some third-party stuff as well. In terms of stuff from Nintendo themselves, there is Super Mario Brothers Wonder is like 30% off. Princess Peach Showtime is 30% off. Nintendo World Championships is on sale, and then everybody 1-2 Switch again or whatever. It's on sale.
Horse game.
Yeah, horse game. No thanks. Yeah, baseball, Power Pro Baseball is on sale. Balatro is on sale. Some Disney stuff and other things. But again, it's actually a pretty decent list of stuff that's on sale. That's going to be on sale until Sunday, March 23rd. If you want to take advantage of the good exchange rate, now might be the time if you have the means to make a purchase in Japanese yen on the eShop. So yeah, but outside of that, kind of the main thing that I wanted to talk about on the show today. So obviously on the next episode of the show, and actually just like the day before the next episode of the show, Nintendo's going to be revealing a lot about the Switch 2. We don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, any of that type of stuff. There's been a lot of rumors and stuff floating around, especially the closer we get up to this. I mean, Genki has obviously started some of these rumors himself with his accessory company, but you know, no, jokes aside,
they actually got in touch with me, and they sent me some controllers.
I saw that. See, I told you it's the same guy.
Someone said they're like planting the evidence.
Exactly. Yes, it's like you're a shill for Phil Spencer too. Did you know that?
But yeah, apparently, like Nintendo ninjas, they're safe from the Nintendo ninjas at the moment. They escaped them.
Sure. Well, to be fair, like I don't think they knew what. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so there have been a lot of rumors and stuff like that going on. So I was just kind of curious what you guys thought about, specifically, what do you guys anticipate for launch titles What do you guys anticipate for a release date for this thing, and what do you think about for a price for this as well? Any? Yeah.
Price relatively cheap.
Mhm.
I suspect a new IP actually.
Okay.
You know, you talk to big time strategic planners at video game companies. They'll say the best time to try to push a new IP is when a system launches, because people are looking for games. They're ready to try new stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, and since I assume it's, you know, reverse compatible with the Switch,
Yeah.
you know, they're not gonna have to like just redo all the games they just put out on Wii U. You know what I mean?
Switch. Yeah. So I think that's definitely a huge benefit of game companies these days. I mean, you think about even PlayStation and Sony and stuff like that as well for the past couple generations. I mean, they haven't had to completely change their architecture to get stuff on their system. I mean, heck, you buy stuff on PlayStation or Xbox these days, it's like you can choose an Xbox One version, or, you know, a series, or, you know, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. You can choose that.
Yep.
I don't know. You could say that might be to the detriment of kind of pushing the new technology, though, maybe. But you know, well, it is what it is. Okay, so you're thinking that they might have some kind of like a new IP. Okay, I could see
Like
that.
new arms,
Exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
legs.
Legs, yeah,
Legs,
arms.
yes, we'll finally get legs.
Yeah, legs, arms too. There it is. Can't wait for that. Yeah, it'll be interesting, and I agree with you too. I think that they're going to try to keep the price cheap. I think that's one of the advantages that Nintendo has right now, especially compared to the other ones. That's a pretty obvious one, and I think it would be foolish, even if they're pushing tech, they're not going to be pushing it as far as like Microsoft or Sony. They're not. So they got to kind of watch that. But Genki, looks like you have something you want to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. For so there's the launch price and the launch titles. So for the launch titles, I imagine I'm just gonna say Mario Kart, because that's like the big seller, and they're already showing it. So I think they would just release it as like the big the launch title, like the one that will catch everyone and make everyone want to buy it. And I'm also gonna say Metroid Prime 4 at launch, because you know that's a bit of like a more niche game.
Sure.
So it seems like to me it's like as a launch title, it will give it its best chance to like sell even more extra copies. I
Sure.
mean, it can be a Switch game, I guess. Oh, it's always a Switch game, but I guess it will run on the Switch 2 as well. So maybe that combo would work well at launch if it's if it's only a Switch game. So I'm going to predict those two, and then loads of ports from like third parties. So maybe we could see, I don't know, Final Fantasy 7 remake. I don't know what we could see, all kinds of Square games or other third party Metaphor, Refantasia, those kind of games.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what I would predict. So lots of third party ports, and maybe the Mario Kart 9 and Metro Prime 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the price, yeah, as you said, yeah, some people are saying like the Switch 2 is going to be like run PlayStation 5 games, which is a bit crazy to me because like it won't be running PlayStation 5 games like Final Fantasy 16 unless they make a completely new like Switch 2 version, or even Monster Hunter Wilds. Like I can't imagine it running Monster Hunter Wilds even, unless they make like a completely new version that just for the Switch of the game, like a Switch version, like they did with the Mortal Kombat games. But yeah, they were, so yeah, because of that, I can't see like the Switch 2 being that expensive. So I'd say $400 it will be. I don't think it'll be 500. Yeah, I'll be surprised because they still want to sell it to families and kids. So yeah.
And you know, just to talk about like porting games and stuff like that from like, you know, PS5 and Series X and stuff like that. I mean, these days a lot of games have, you know, simultaneous release on PC and stuff like that. And developers have to think about, to an extent, like what are the base specs that this game needs. And I don't play much PC, so maybe you guys can kind of inform me a little bit on this, but wouldn't it kind of behoove developers to make it so stuff can run on as many PCs I mean, within reason, with low specs, but not like to the, you know what I mean? So why wouldn't that be, depending on the architecture of the Switch 2 and all that type of stuff, how difficult would it be to make something run on a Switch 2 that's potentially, let's say PS4 Pro level type of, power? I wonder.
It's a good question. I think in terms of like PS4 level, PS4 Pro level, it sounds like it could do that those kind of games. Yeah, I'm not sure about like Series X or PS5. That level might be a bit tougher unless it's like really optimized for the Switch 2.
Sure.
But I think like Elden Ring will be able to work. Those kind of games, like PS4 level games, should be able to run on the Switch 2. Like low spec PC games, or like some people are saying like Steam Deck games should work, but I'm not sure how comparable it is. I think it'll be even less powerful than Steam Deck because Nintendo are like very cut price, like worried about the price, and they want to make it like a mass market product for kids and families.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it will be a bit like Nintendo their thing is not power these days. So they're more focused on like making an affordable console that lots of people can play. And but so I think PS4 level games would work okay.
Okay. Ty?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. I can't think of
Tekken, do you think Tekken could run on it?
Tekken 8? Maybe. Sure, why not? A thing to consider every time Nintendo puts out a new console, like once you get your eyes on the specs, like how much the system's going to cost to manufacture, you have to realize like Nintendo has a lot of bargaining power with parts distributors because like they just say we're going to sell like 1 billion of these things, so you can take a slim margin on your parts, and the company will be like, yeah, okay. So
I think so.
Nintendo's, they're really able to stretch every dollar, every yen when it comes to manufacturing these things.
Sure. And I think I'd agree with like 400-ish price point. And I was kind of going through the past few different systems and like what they launched at and stuff like that too, just to kind of break it down just a tad bit. So the original Switch, I'll give you guys the price in yen and US dollars. So originally released at $299 USD and then 29,980 yen. When the Switch Lite came out, that was 19,000 yen or about 20,000 yen in the US dollars, $200. Switch OLED was 350 US and then 37,000, almost 38,000 yen. Wii U, it's kind of weird because there's like, there's a basic set and then there's a deluxe set for the Wii U. The basic set was $299 and then like 26,000 yen. For deluxe, it was like 350 and then 31,000 yen at the time. 3DS was kind of its own weird thing because when the system first launched, it was notoriously expensive, and then they did the ambassador program and the price cut and stuff like that. But that originally launched at $250 or 25,000 yen and got cut. So I mean, regardless, even if Nintendo were to put out a $400 console, it would be the most.
Then you froze this.
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, sorry, no, my computer froze.
Oh, okay. So 350 has been what they've been at, but I think they could go 400. And actually, Balls asks in the chat, is $400 cheap? I think it costs more than the Switch. I think it has to cost more than the Switch One OLED, which I wouldn't say is cheap. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're comparing it to other Nintendo stuff, what's currently on the market, yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but especially compared to PlayStation and Xbox, fucking PlayStation 5 Pro, that's ridiculous.
And I think we've also seen quite a bit of currency inflation since the
Yep.
Switch came out.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, and the
because
chip
even
chip prices as well.
yeah, and even when the Switch first came out, I mean, yeah, that difference between USD and yen, and I think even the euro and yen and stuff like that wasn't as extreme as like what things are now. I mean, the kind of like the miraculous thing that Nintendo has done for gamers here in Japan is not going the Sony route or the Microsoft route where they're just like, well, we got to make our money, and everything for them is kind of like based in US dollars, but for Japan and Nintendo, they're like, well, we're based in yen. We'll throw people a bone on this or whatever. I guess I don't know. It's a company never has your best interest at heart. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I guess they're the most benevolent of the dictators, I suppose. If we talk about all the game, the game makers and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I definitely won't be under $400. So $400 is the floor.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm hoping $400, and that way it won't be too inaccessible, and it won't be too expensive for people. So I think that would be a good price. And yeah, but I imagine like the games will probably cost $70 from now on.
Sure.
Like the first party games. But yeah.
And then too, we've talked about this on the show, but like Japan's a weird thing when it comes to games. It depends on publisher, it depends on the genre, it depends on the platform. There's a lot of things like series. Final Fantasy games are always expensive. RPGs, are typically more expensive in general. Nintendo does have like a base price for a lot of their first party stuff, but if it's Zelda, it's going to be this. If it's Xenoblade, it's going to be even more expensive. Stuff like this.
JRPGs, yeah, JRPG tax.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously,
and Monster Hunter as well. I think the newest one was like almost like Ichima or like 10,000. Yeah,
a lot of the PlayStation 5 stuff is pretty expensive. Xbox, all this stuff this generation has gotten quite expensive. If you're buying in yen, which kind of sucks. But
by the way, did anyone win the chance to go to the Switch 2 experience?
Nope.
Oh no,
did you?
Nah, dog.
I don't think any. I think it was really hard to win, like much harder than the other ones, because probably like loads of people applied for like the Switch 2 experience in Tokyo.
Yep.
But I don't know anyone who won.
Okay. Well, James had applied. I haven't heard from him. He's out of town right now, so he's not with us. But if maybe he got in, I don't know. But like, yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah, hopefully James got in.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. And it's a little bit different for this as an aside. Like Genki said, like the results just released today for the Tokyo Nintendo Switch 2 experience. That's why he brought this up. But I guess in other territories, it's just a little bit different and stuff. So anyways, yeah, if any of you guys out there are going wherever you are, let us know. It'd be kind of interesting to know. So Joseph in the chat brings up something here too. He said, I wouldn't compare it to current Switch 1 prices. With the Switch 2, I feel like the window will finally open for permanent price cuts on Switch 1 models. I thought about this too. $70 for Tears of the Kingdom felt like a trial run. Hey, yeah, sure. Yeah, price cuts on the Switch 1. I think in the past, Nintendo would have went all for this. Because the system sales aren't, I mean, they're down, but they're still pretty good. I think that they'll probably just try to keep it where they are with that. Because they're not, like I said, it's not like GameCube days or something like that, or stuff like that, where they're really missing out on a lot of things, and they kind of felt like they needed to put things on sale. I think they can still get by without putting the Switch on some kind of a discount or something, and just release a new system at a higher price point. But Yeah, good. Interesting point though, and yeah, yeah, exactly. Maybe Tears of the Kingdom was like a trial run for pricing. That's an interesting thing to say. But okay, it seems like we're all relatively in agreement that $400 ish is probably where it would be. Obviously, this is based on just conjecture and stuff like that. So who knows? We'll find out in 2 weeks. But now, and again, like you guys are saying too, for launch games and stuff like that, I'll say my piece. I do think that maybe something like Metroid Prime would be a good launch window game, maybe launch day game or something like that. If you think about like Metroid Prime, what the original one did for the GameCube, it was kind of like a showcase of visuals and stuff like that. Even in 2002, a year after the launch of the Cube, it looked great. Kind of showed what the system was capable of. Ty's scoffing over there, maybe. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a possibility. I think Mario Kart will definitely be something that's going to be out there early. If not on launch day, maybe within a month or two or something like that, before the holiday rush. I think they'll save like 3D Marios or something like that until holiday season as to be like the game. Whereas like if this thing launch, well, depending on when this launches, which we'll get into here in just a little bit, but I think at launch they're going to want to have something that's going to appeal to hardcore nerds that are going to be picking up this thing at launch. You're not going to have families probably picking this stuff up, at launch day when the thing first comes out. That's usually not the way that goes. But yeah. Joseph, okay. Joseph has another comment here. It's you don't want to switch to unit at 400 right next to how much the OLED model costs right now. Could be $50, really. True. We'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, I guess with launch, like when is this thing going to be coming out? There's been some rumors that this thing might be coming a lot earlier than what maybe people originally anticipated. Just for frame of reference, the Switch 2 reveal event is coming on April 2nd, and then the Switch Experience things are coming in late April and like early May, with the exception of Seoul, which has one like the end of May. So, what are we thinking the turnaround would be on an event like this, and then just putting the console out there?
I don't know, a couple days.
Yeah, this like a Sega and the Saturn, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Who can
it's like,
say?
when was the last Switch 2 experience? It's like in June or something, is it?
It's like I think it's late May in Seoul.
Oh, late May. Oh,
like
okay.
maybe like May 30th or something like that.
So maybe like soon after that. Or
There, I was looking at just release dates of the Switch in particular and see how that released. It released in Japan and most other English-speaking territories on March 3rd, 2017. But it didn't release in Korea until a few months later. And maybe, might have been December or something. Oh my gosh, I didn't write it down. But anyways, it was several months later. So that makes me think like maybe, I mean, there is Nintendo Korea and they do have a presence there and stuff like that, but maybe it's not considered like, top tier region or something like that. Maybe. So maybe that leads me to maybe think that maybe they'll try to put this thing out at some point in May just to get it out there. I don't know.
that would be cool if it came sooner. When's Golden Week? Like maybe they'll. Oh, it's
Golden Week's, it starts, for those of you out there too, string of holidays in late April, early May here in Japan.
Oh, okay. So not then, a bit later then.
So, and then, because then that's when a lot of the events are actually happening around the world too. So it would be kind of silly just to be like, hey, system's out now. By the way, you can go to this Switch event where you can play it for free. Well, wait, you can't go because you don't have an invite. But
oh yeah, and there's also like the Summer Game Fest or the Jeff Keighley like E3 kind of event.
Sure.
It's usually like beginning of June. So maybe like late May would be a good time before then. Then all the other publishers can announce their games for Switch 2 maybe.
Sure.
That would be cool. I don't know. I'm late June. I don't know. That's like I'm not sure about late
June seems like it'd be a weird time to launch a console. I mean, obviously most of the time we do see, fall releases or something like that, October, November ish, for consoles and stuff. But I can see Nintendo wanting to get away from that because that's the hottest time of the year to sell stuff. And if they're talking about that they want to get this thing in as many people's hands as possible, there's supposedly been pretty big buildup of stock that's been, according to rumors, have been shipped out to retailers in North America and stuff like that, expecting like really big launch days and stuff like that. So I think obviously that's not going to happen. So getting this stuff out in kind of like an odd time of the year, an odd buying time of the year is good. And I think even thinking of Japan for Golden Week, because they, there's sales and stuff like that and people can like buy stuff. So I think they want to avoid that mess and then maybe kind of come up a little bit after that, which would maybe me. I'm thinking maybe like May 16th, I think is what it was. It's a Friday. Nintendo has, recently with all of the different Switch units and stuff like that, they've all been put out on Fridays. Whereas like I was looking back to like up until like the GameCube about like what days of the week their consoles came out and stuff like that, seeing if I can find patterns in regions, and there are basically none. Or like in one region they release on certain days of the week, in other regions it's a completely different day. It's a mess, and like I thought I can deduce something from that, but not really. So I think we're going to look at a Friday release. It's just kind of a matter of when, and I think that's going to be maybe February or May 16th or so. But yeah. Balls said here as well. He said, I can totally see a situation where Nintendo having been emboldened by strong Switch sales for the past 8 years, that they busted out at $500 for the system. Maybe. I mean,
that'd be crazy. Yeah. That's like the same as the PS5. So people will be like, yeah, but
or
yeah,
like the PS3, whenever they first launched that, it's like, 600. Like, if you can't get this, you're poor, or something like part of the market. Like
you have to get a second job. Yeah, that's what.
It's like a joke, but too many people took it seriously.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I don't think it will be 500. So I think 450 is the max for me. So yeah, hopefully, it won't be too. Yeah, I think May sounds good for me too as well. Now that you mention it, yeah, that would be a good time to release it.
Sure, you could do that. Get it out there in May. Then maybe like my thinking is then like for games like have it launch with like a Metroid or something like that, something for the hardcore fans, and then start drip feeding some of your big things like Mario Kart. Have that come out at the end of July. Then maybe whatever you have cooking up something in September, and then boom, you go in with like late October Mario game, your holiday set. Then Pokemon is coming out that you can play on that thing anyway. So there's that.
Yeah, I think they'll have a good like release like schedule until like the holidays, like a game, like a first party game every month or something. That would be to keep up the momentum.
Sure, because it's right now, because tomorrow on March 20th, that is the last known Nintendo published game that we know about that's coming this year, and that's Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Oh, damn.
I have my copy coming tomorrow. I'm excited.
Nice.
Been 10 years since I played it. But like other than that, we don't know anything. So I think
that's true.
Yeah,
I need the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports for the summer.
Right.
Hold me over in the summer.
For sure. Yeah. Ty, in your experience as a gaming journalist, and also this is it's a gamer in general, like what do you think about like any of this stuff, man? Launch windows or good strategies for like this type of stuff.
Yeah, good question. Well, I mean, I think the whole video game landscape, the whole market has changed a lot since the 90s and the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
We've seen Nintendo become big enough to kind of do whatever they want, but also like the hubris that comes with that, and then they put out like a Virtual Boy or a Wii U, and it just fucks them up. But I mean,
Yeah.
Switch 2 seems like something very, very risk averse. Very straightforward.
Yep.
You know what you're getting. It's not some weird thing. We've carved out this chunk of the market and did extremely well in it. Here's more.
Yeah.
So it seems like, it seems like a very safe strategy. Even like, not launching in holiday, just like in like spring or summer. I mean, I think it's fine. They can do that.
Sure.
And they'll do okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So again, this is just thoughts of three guys on the internet. So take this as you will, I suppose. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to chat about, I think. But
Yep,
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to the reveal event, in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they have lots of new first-party games.
Sure, and I'm really interested to see what third parties are going to be coming and like that type of stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm guilty. I like a lot of sports games, and a lot of sports games on the Switch have been not great. I mean, usually they play fine, but they just look bad because it's on a system that's old, and the companies that make these, they have their engines down, so they're not changing it. So a lot of people complain. I see a lot of comments and stuff like this on videos that I make, and this is bad. It's like, well, yeah, I know. But I mean, I think with the Switch 2, there's going to be a lot more promise for something like that. But then people are going to be complaining because it's not on par with whatever the next big system from the other guys is. But I think anything will be a bit of a jump. And I think one of the other interesting, again, rumors that's not officially confirmed or anything, like the potential upscaling technology that Nintendo is going to be implementing into their new system. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works, if that's a part of it, if they'll even explain it. It seems to me like, whereas even 10 years ago, or with the Wii U and stuff like that, Nintendo explained a lot of like the tech, or even like with the new 3DS and stuff, they explained like the new eye tracking and stuff like this. Whereas on the Switch, they haven't really done any of this weird technical explanation stuff. Whereas, like Sony, they talked about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Mark Cerny was out there talking about all sorts of, really technical words and stuff like that I think most people don't care about. So yeah, as much as I would like Nintendo to kind of reveal what this type of stuff is, I kind of wonder, would we even know that this type of tech would be even in their system though?
Yeah, that's I guess. I'd like to know. I also want to know if they're gonna have multiple SKUs, like for Pokemon. Is they gonna have a Switch 1 version and a Switch 2 version, or is it just gonna be the same, just with some upscaling or something?
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, are the days of packing games truly done and gone?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, unless it's further into the console's life cycle or something,
that'd be good if they had the packing game. Yeah.
No, what was that fuck ass Wii U game, or the multi game
Nintendo
thing?
Land?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nintendo Land.
The one that we had to buy separately if you bought a Wii U in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And I think we were better off for it. I don't think that was a well-liked game, was it?
No, people liked it. People liked it quite a bit. I mean,
you sure about that?
Yeah, I would have liked it more if I had people to play with.
If you have friends. It's a good party game.
Yeah, the party game. Definitely not meant to be played by yourself.
Wasn't like Wii Sports in Japan? It was separate as well, or?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I bought. Yeah, when I got my Wii, I got Wario Land, but not Wario Land. WarioWare with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. goodness, I was going to bring up. Okay, I forgot. Actually, in our Discord, I asked the guys what they thought about all this type of stuff, and I was going to read this out, and got a couple of different things here. This is kind of like, I guess, almost feedback at the same time. So I guess just to kind of riff on that just a bit, like if you guys have stuff you want to talk to us about, I mean, we have a Discord, great community there. You can join that. You can find that on our website in like the About section. You can get hooked up that way. You can hit, if you just want to hit us up with questions or comments, something like that. Obviously, YouTube chat if you're live, obviously. YouTube comments, sound off in the descriptive, on the our site article, and we can get out to you guys, social media, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, a couple comments here. One from Russ Greeno. This is again on Switch 2 stuff. He basically said, I think they'll show off the first round of big guns in the Direct right away to really build the hype. Mario Kart, Splatoon 4, Smash Extreme, Ocarina Remake, possibly even F-Zero this time. Plenty of third-party big titles too. I do not think we'll see much of the cute indie stuff yet. They'll save that for the next one. This has to be an explosive reveal. And just to piggyback off of that, Balls, who's also is in the chat, he said, this is mostly correct, except I think MK ends up being a late year holiday release. It's like, okay. I'd say I have to agree with Russ too. I mean, this Direct from Nintendo, this is going to have to make people be like, why do we need this? Well, people already have their own opinions on why they need a new Switch. It's like, it's old and it needs better graphics, basically. But how can you show this? You really got to show this.
Maybe we are due for a new Smash game.
Maybe. God, where do they
It seems like Sakurai is working on something at the moment. So
yeah.
I mean, hopefully it's a new Smash, but you never know.
Right.
It would make sense.
Kirby's Air Ride 2. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the big impact game would probably be like a big Mario, a 3D Mario. That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had an actual new honest to God 3D Mario. Obviously, Odyssey 2017. Haven't seen that. Obviously Mario 3D World plus Bowser remake. A report of a Wii U game. Not that that's bad. So yeah, we're definitely overdue for that. I like Russ's suggestion of like an Ocarina of Time remake. I'd be down for that because I like that game. They missed the 25-year celebration by about a year, but
yeah, I think that will come in the future, but maybe not that soon. Maybe like a year or two later.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on the show before too. Nintendo has said that they had wanted to release some kind of a Zelda game every year, and since like the Switch release, and they've pretty much kept to that. Maybe there's one year where they didn't, but they've pretty much had some kind of Zelda game come out every year. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Even like the Muso games, like the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
They've had a lot of different stuff.
Yep. And then Dave from the Discord, he also said Switch 2 launching in June at $400 USD, very little storage. Nintendo Switch Online price increase on all tiers. Ooh. New Mario Kart is a launch title. Backwards compatibility will not enhance Switch 2 games. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Nintendo does with Nintendo Switch Online and all this stuff with the release of their console. What kind of extra things are they going to put out there, if anything? We'll see.
Yeah, the storage would also be interesting. Like, will it have SSD storage or what? I don't know what it will have.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking, even just capacity, how much is it going to be? Switch OLED 64 gigabytes, and that was 2021. Nintendo's been pretty stingy with storage on their systems. I mean, 32 gigabytes with the launch Switch, that was awful. Fills up real fast, So it's, again, the world we live in. So, all right, cool. Well, maybe we can wrap this up. One more comment from Balls here too. He said, yeah, I think Nintendo Switch Online goes up, but only for Switch 2 users. That's because Switch 2 will get more consoles and updates while Switch 1 stays with currently what it has. Okay, could be. Yeah, I mean, maybe new system being GameCube, something like that. and Virtual
Did you
Boy.
see those
obviously.
like patents for like the wireless GameCube controller?
I
That was
did
the
see
recent
something
one.
about that today.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Wavebud was my favorite like controller for ages. So
Yeah.
I would love a proper wireless GameCube controller.
Ty, were you at the E3 when Miyamoto brought out that Wavebird?
I was.
Damn, yeah, this guy.
Oh really? Damn, that must be awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like pull it out of his pocket or something, like his jacket?
I forget. Did he, or was it in a little pouch? Maybe.
I could have swore this. Okay, and I mean, you've been to so many, maybe you forgot. Maybe I'm forgetting
Yeah.
this too. I think I read something, a summary on like IGN or something. I could have
I
swore that.
remember on the show floor there was a thing you could line up to play with one. I think they had a 4-player game set up,
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of like a raised thing where like everybody could see it. I think, unless this was a fever dream, but yeah, that you could, and the line was like super long, so like I never did it.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Yeah, if you could try a Wavebird, but it was very limited, so they were paranoid about people walking out with them.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I can imagine.
If I remember correctly, and it could be wrong, but I could have swore Miyamoto came into the press conference area from the back, holding the controller, and then going towards the stage or something with the
wow.
Wavebird.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
maybe. I think I read that. It's
That
been
sounds
like
cool.
that's like 20 years ago.
Wasn't that the first ever like wireless controller?
Official one.
Maybe official one.
Like
Okay.
standard wireless.
So it was
Maybe.
yeah. One of the better. I mean, if there were any before, they weren't really that good.
Okay.
At least nothing that I've heard of.
Yeah,
But
Wavebud was a classic. Yeah.
it's a good one. Yep.
Yeah. Anybody who's ever tried to use a shit ass like 8-bit or 16-bit wireless controller that was like infrared, it was like the worst shit in the world.
It's awful. Exactly.
Infrared,
It's
oh my
exactly
God.
what came to my mind. It's like before the Wavebird, you think wireless controller, just just throw it in the fire, man. Get it out, get that out
It's
of
like
here.
trying to use like a TV remote. You know, it doesn't work all the time. You have to angle it
Oh
just
yeah,
right.
you have to point
Oh,
it right at the correct angle, right?
And using
Yeah.
it for a video game, mom walks in front of you while you're playing. It's like, man, it's over.
It was over before it began.
Right. Well,
The
speaking
game
of
was rigged from the start.
speaking of mom, don't come in. Ty, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
transition over to some anime trash.
All right. I've been trying not to win so much because I'm moving, so I only have a singular box.
Okay.
So let's knock it out. This is from Capcom, by the way.
Okay.
They have they're probably my favorite right now. Oh, I saw something interesting. I think the one that used to be Sega and Golton, whatever it's called now, Gigo Online. I think they're opening up to US.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I'm logged in or when I'm not logged in, there was like a pull down, like make a new account, select a region, and it's like Japan or US. It's like, yo, I think they were actually shipping to America pre-COVID.
Oh,
So before I started
That's
playing
cool.
online UFO Catcher. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. You might try it out. Let's see, packing material. All right. Here we go. It's a bunny girl.
okay.
Huh?
This is Haruhi's friend. I don't know. I've never seen Haruhi.
Yeah,
But
me neither.
but you know, now I have the set of Haruhi bunny girls.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Got him. GG's. All right. That's it for anime trash. One thing.
Yeah, definitely a short one this time for sure.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
again, you're getting all of your trash shipped to the new place and preparing
Yep.
for more trash.
Yep.
How many boxes are just anime trash
Behind you? Yeah.
that you're
Probably
moving?
all of these.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about the clothes? It's just one box.
You know, what I do with clothes is I actually use them as packing material. So yeah, so like I'll pack up a box of like just like junk and stuff, and then like I'll just like stuff the extra space with like a couple t-shirts or something. So yeah, it's really space efficient.
Yeah, sure. No, God, I don't remember what the
It's
hell I
fun.
did the last time I moved. It's been a while. Thank God. But,
Yes.
Okay.
So next episode, the ultimate unboxing, 18-hour live stream.
can't wait. All right. Well, actually, that is going to bring us to the end of the episode. Before we go ahead and leave, we're going to go ahead and give you guys our social media handles so that you guys can find us. If you want to find us on or find me on social media, you can find me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. Also, the Famicast is what we are there. So, Ty.
Yes, you can find me on Blah Blah Link, the official Nikkei social media platform.
There it is.
My username is Spaghetti Magazine.
Can't wait.
Yep. And also, I'm Super Cat Drugs elsewhere.
Sure. Is that what that thing's called, Ty? On the Nikkei or whatever? Or...
Yes, it's blahblahlink.com, and it is a real site.
Well, like you said, on social media is doing its thing, I suppose. But
right, it started out as like just an in-game thing. It's like blah blah is like the stand-in for like Line or WhatsApp or whatever. And the various characters send you messages.
Okay.
Yep. And they decided to just make it real.
Okay, well,
you have to comment every day to get an in-game reward.
Okay, well, hey, there you go. Engagement. Perfect.
Yes, engagement.
All right. Genki, where can the fine folks find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Genki_JPN. On Bluesky at Genki Gamer, and on YouTube as well at Genki Gamer. So yeah, check those out, and yeah, thanks.
Cool. Yeah. So again, for the next episode of the show, it's going to be the big one. The event's going to be on April 2nd, and we're going to be doing a
before
podcast.
The storm.
Yes. Well, we're going to be doing a podcast the day after, basically about 24 hours afterwards. Live reactions can be interesting. I think it's easy to miss out on a lot of information because people are getting excited or something like that. I think having some kind of like a cool down period is maybe, I think for a podcast, a little bit better of a way to get information and just kind of gather our thoughts. So hopefully that'll be the case. We'll see, but that'll be coming soon. And hopefully JC will be back for that. He should be here. Like I said, he's out of town right now, so he's not here today. But Genki, dude, it's been too long, man. Thank you so much for coming on, especially on such short notice, dude. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, nothing. No problem. Thanks for having me today. It's fun to see you guys again. And yeah, good luck with your move, Ty. Good luck with
Thanks. I need it.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
Yeah, good to see you guys again. And yeah, hopefully I come back sometime soon.
Yeah. Oh, man, I kind of wish that I would have met up with you at the Indie Game Summit. I think that would have been cool. Shit, this didn't work.
Oh, were you there on Sunday as well?
I was only there on Saturday, so I wanted to make sure I had enough time to like give myself some time to write some articles and put some other things together for the show. So it's like
it's pretty crowded on the Sunday.
Yeah, so like I said, man. Yeah, on the Saturday, I mean, yeah, there are quite a few people, but not like what you were saying. And then when I saw the final numbers, 20,000 people, like, holy moly, man! I might have did the right thing there. But all right. Well, anyways, for you guys listening, commenting, and stuff like that live, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys interacting with us and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Leave thumbs ups, all that type of stuff. Reviews on iTunes, Google Play, wherever the hell you want to do it. And yeah, we will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Toodles.
See ya.